Okay, hope all of you have rejoined. See, now this is where we had stopped few minutes back. I was trying to tell you about the ailments. See, we will look at two more areas for today and then we'll stop. Now, how exactly a Barata person look? I'm trying to tell you about the physical appearance of Barata. Okay, now how do they look? See, one point you are already aware that Baretas are generally short, they're generally dwarf. Apart from they being dwarf, if you could just interpret, don't look at the text part. I know it is very tempting. Don't look at the text part, just look at the picture and try to interpret. So, what you see here is they generally have children who have thick lips, generally a large tongue, okay, and pot-bellied abdomen, dull face, vacant face, okay. This is how typically Bareta child or a Bareta person presents to clinic. I have given you an image of a Bareta child. The same you can apply it to a Bareta adult. Generally, because of that psychotic tendency, what you see is they'll have swollen, face or thick lips, thick tongue, that blotting of abdomen, short stature. Yes, these are all few key points you need to remember in Bareta. Okay, vacant face. This is a very important part of Bareta. I'll explain again, so I'll not go into the details. Okay, so hope the physical appearance is clear. If you're talking of an adult, generally Bareta they look old for their age. They look old for their age. This again, I'll be repeating under face of Bareta, but remember, uh, they look old for their age. Okay, premature senility, premature old age is what you have in Bareta. Okay, now we'll be spending few minutes on this important aspect of Bareta. Now, from the image, what is it that you understand? Bhagya says indifferent, good, very good. Ayman says characteristic symptoms, good. Any other interpretations? Okay, good. Now, Bhagya saying indifferent is nothing wrong. Must be that was her understanding. Very good. Mallappa says he is a leader. Beautiful, good. Yes, you all are right in your own way. But what is relevant to today's topic? Okay, what is relevant to today's topic? See, my understanding, I did not expect I'll be getting so many answers dominating what different from others. Very good, beautiful, I'm happy. Google images also will be happy that they are able to what uh, your inquisitiveness or your understanding of the images, they are very nice. But when I had this image in mind, or when I got this image, what I had in my mind was all those white things that you see are the common symptoms. Okay, and there are few in Bareta. After drug proving, after recording the symptoms, there are few symptoms which are characteristic, which are peculiar, yes, which are unique, fine, which are strange, PQRS. So next few minutes, yeah, keynote. Next few minutes, we'll try to focus on this important area of Baretta. Okay, the characteristic symptoms of Baretta. Now, before I start contributing, can I have few characteristics from your side? I know many of you would have gone back home, you would have referred, or you might be having Alan's keynote next to you. It's an online class. Okay, so yes, they're very childish. Okay, they're sensitive to hear. Good, good. people who will not mix. Okay, see, the mind part we have already taken up. So I'll be happy if you could think of physical characteristic symptoms. We'll not again repeat mind. We'll focus on the physical characteristic symptoms of Barretta. So to start with, yes, to start with, the first thing that I want you to understand here is this we already saw under ailments from that they're sensitive to cold. Barretta, they have a tendency to catch cold easily. Now, this is what even the image is trying to tell. But what is that is very characteristic in Barretta? See, when they get exposed to cold or when they're taking something cold, when they're drinking something cold, more than cold cough, what you need to understand is cold settles in throat. Okay? Cold settles in throat, meaning more than cold, more than running nose, you will have Barretta constitutions coming up with throat affections. Must be sore throat, must be tonsillitis, must be difficulty in swallowing. Fine. Now this is very, very important for you. I hope you are getting the PQRS symptom here. 100 people get exposed to cold. Out of which some 30-40 might be sensitive to cold. That 30-40 of them might react in different way. Few might get cold, few might get ear pain, few might get sinusitis, few might get running nose, few might get cough, few might get asthma. In all those cases, we are not prescribing Barretta carb. Among those 30, you might have one or you may not have patients who land up with throat affections. Only in them, mind you, see the seriousness of homeopathy here. Everybody who get exposed to cold, we can't give Barretta. Only those patients who land up with throat affections, they and only they have to be prescribed Barretta carb. I'm repeating, I'm going slow, I'm telling purposely many times so that this gets you know drilled in your mind, and tomorrow in your practice you should not make this mistake. Every person going out under cold, they coming to you with cold, please don't think of Barretta. Okay, in Barretta it's specifically the sensitive area, the target organ will be the throat. Okay, now the second area, look at the characteristic symptom. Now, from your anatomy knowledge, you know I am talking to you about the bottom area. I am talking to you about hemorrhoids. Okay. Now, what is the beauty of Barretta? Why have I got this image of hemorrhoids under characteristic symptoms? Okay, Leka. So she gets it very right. Yes, the hemorrhoids are protruding. As a third year student, as a surgery student, you should know different grades of hemorrhoids. First grade, second grade, third grade. Here the hemorrhoids are protruding. But the question is, when is the hemorrhoid protruding? Okay. Hemorrhoids in Barretta protrude when they are urinating. See the beauty. Not the beauty of urinating there. See the beauty of the symptom in Barretta. Okay. So you have a Barretta patient coming to you with hemorrhoids. Barretta gets indicated in that stage where there is hemorrhoids which are protruding, and you can directly ask the patient or the patient might observe when you ask him, when is it more? Sir, when I urinate, see the relationship. Urination is the front part and the pathology is behind, but again the pressure that they're putting, that is causing the hemorrhoids to protrude out. So homeopathy has an answer for this, and Barretta is a very important remedy. You should think. This is not before urinating or this is not after urinating. You should be very particular. Hemorrhoids in Barretta protrude only during urination. Yes, Simon, only during urination. If it is after, if it is before, it is not Barretta. Okay. If it is during, one more remedy, which has same, with so much of thing that we use here is muriatic acid. In brackets, you can have muriatic acid. There are 8 remedies, aloes and few more remedies. But 2 top remedies, I always tell my students, one is Barretta carb and the other one is muriatic acid. Hemorrhoids protrude during urination. If hemorrhoids protrude after urination, if hemorrhoids protrude after urination, then the remedy is then the remedy is mercury, Moxol. Hemorrhoids after is mercury. Hemorrhoids during urination is Barretta and muriatic acid. Hope I am clear. We'll go ahead. We'll talk of the third characteristic symptom. See, the images will tell you. The images will tell you about what I am trying to concentrate here. Fine. Yes. Now, what is it that is sweating? Sorry, what is it that is offensive in Barretta? The foot sweat. See, there are a lot of remedies in homeopathic materia medica. Sweating from axilla, in few remedies, it is offensive. Sweating from scalp, it is offensive. See the appropriate image here. Sweating from the feet, that is offensive. We don't know why this lady is sleeping like this. We will not look at that. We'll look at the image which conveys the symptom we have in Barretta. Offensive foot sweat. Okay, fine. This is the third. And yes, what you also have in Barretta. One of the top remedies which has an aversion to fruits. See, this child is been offered fruits, and the child says, no, 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 I don't want fruits. Strong aversion to fruits. Any other remedy that you can think of? I have said remedy. I'll be happy if it is remedies. Okay, singular and plural. Any other remedies that you can think of which has an aversion to fruits? Question is very specific. Fruits. Okay, if you're not able to recall now, at least let me tell you, one remedy that should come up here is ignitia. Ignitia. The other remedy, 3 mark remedy is China. One more remedy that should come up here is phosphorus. So 4 top remedies which has aversion to fruits, ignitia, phosphorus, China, and of course you also have Barretta. Not only fruits, Barretta also has an aversion to what many of us like, sweets. They have an aversion to sweets. Hmm? Now, again, I'll just give you 3 images and we'll see what you understand from the 3 images. So, what is it that you see in the 3 images? That as a surgery student, what you need to understand is it's a very good remedy for for okay, exostosis, very good. More than exostosis, what I want to, yes, exostosis, cyst, good. It's a psychotic remedy. And the psychotic miasm, the psychotic tendency in Barretta will give rise to growths. So the first image that you see here is benign fatty growth, which is nothing but lipoma. Again, Barretta can be a very important remedy for warts, and it can also be a very important remedy for cyst. Not necessarily ovarian cyst, any cyst. Okay, so lipoma, wart, cyst is what you have to remember. That psychotic tendency for growth. This we have already understood in the sphere of action. It is a remedy which has an affinity for glands. And what exactly Barretta does acting on glands? Which glands it acts? Which are the glands Barretta has a special affinity for? Very good. Yes, good. Prostate, tonsils, yes. cervical group of lymph nodes, testis, and the action is induration. Good, very good. It's a glandular remedy. Okay. Now, yes, ovaries. Now, few more characteristic symptoms. See now, when do you call a remedy glandular? When a remedy affects more than one gland. Okay. Now, how do you apply this symptom in your clinical practice tomorrow? See, you would have had a patient with a prostate enlargement, elderly man, and when you look at his past history, you would have seen that he had, some testicular affections, or he would have told you, when I was 12 years, my tonsils were removed. So what you see is, in the past and in the present, you see that this gentleman has an affinity for glands. So that scrofulous diathesis. In such patients, you can take it as glandular affections. Okay. You have many beautiful remedies in homeopathy, which has scrofulous diathesis. I don't know. Yeah, very good. Yeah, before me starting the question, many of them have contributed. Good. Padmini, Ulas, Bhagya, yes, I. Good, keep it up. So, Calcaria, Pulsatilla, good. Pragati, Silesia, good. Agreed. Yes. Deepika, Silesia, okay. Conium, hmm? Okay. Few remedies which, as a third year student, you should definitely know. So, we'll move ahead. We will move ahead. We'll talk of other characteristic symptoms. So, you saw foot sweat, which was very offensive. Something else related to sweat. Barretta has a tendency to sweat on one side of the body. It could be one side of the body, or it could be one hand, one foot, or one side of the face. Okay, sweat on single parts. And this sweating again in Barretta, is a very timid remedy, aggravates in presence of strangers. Sweating aggravates in presence of strangers. Okay. Now, what is it that you see here? Can somebody quickly interpret this image? What is this that you see? Okay, very good. Good, good, good. Yeah, I know. Many of you have got the right thing. Yes. Can you go beyond that? Okay, good. All of you have told me baldness, all of you have told me hair fall. Can somebody think beyond that? Can somebody think beyond that? I know the picture is not very clear, but what you also understand here is baldness in young people. It's not a very old, I know the picture is half, but what you also have to understand in Barretta is constitutions who go into baldness at a very young age. Okay, constitutions who go into baldness at a very, very young age. There are very few remedies in our materia medica which has this symptom. Okay, lycopodium. You also have tuberculinum, and you also have silesia. You cannot Barretta. I'll give you another image, an interesting image. It will be nice to understand. Can somebody quickly interpret what is it that you got from this image that is relevant to Barretta? Baldness in young. Okay, there is graying. Good, agreed. But what else you see? That balding, balding is more in the vertex. Balding is more at the vertex. Yes, very good. So two key points that you have got today are in this particular slide. What you have understood is balding in young itself can be a characteristic symptom. Now the next question is which part of the scalp is he balding from? So the balding in Barretta is more specific to the vertex. Okay. So this was the characteristic symptom. Yeah. The last characteristic symptom, and then we'll stop. This image you would have seen somewhere before. Where did you see this image a little while ago? Where did you see this image a little while ago? When we were discussing, yes, discussing ailments from. Now here in this, I am trying to give you that Barata extremes of life is what we are trying to discuss. So during that young age, during that childhood period, they might have recurrent cold, they might have tonsillitis, they might have issues with the intellect. In old, can somebody quickly think what could be the probable pathology or diseases a Barata old man will come up with? Yes, yeah, yes, okay, there can be very good dementia, beautiful, good. There can be weak memory, beautiful, agreed. Atherosclerosis is what, yeah, okay, yes, heart troubles, good. That will be more general. Can you think of anything else as a surgery student? Heart affections, what else? Surgery student. Now, this is the beautiful blending of allied subjects with materia medica. It will become very interesting. Yes, somebody says hypertension. Okay, good. Naturally, there is atherosclerosis. There can be hypertension. Yes, very good. Prostate, good. Prostate affections. Okay. So this is what even I have tried to text. I have tried to, put it in text so that you can remember this better. Diseases of old men, degenerative changes. It could be in the heart, or it could be in the cardiovascular system, or it could be stroke in the CNS, or it could be the glandular affections. Enlarged prostate, indurated testes. One last slide. This child is not Barata. She's a very normal child, very intelligent child, very quick child. But the idea of bringing this image here is a beautiful statement given in many of good homeopathic materia medicas, physical and mental dwarfness. So physically also you see Barata being short, and when I did the mind, I explained you the mental shortness, meaning they being not developed according to their age. So physical and mental dwarfness is again a very important characteristic symptom of Barata. In the next class, I will be discussing the particular symptoms. So to understand the particular symptoms, please go through the sphere of action and the characteristic symptoms. Then the class will be more interactive. Now, in this class, we spoke of the characteristic symptoms. Any questions? Any confusion? Any area or any characteristic symptom that you want me to repeat? Please feel free in asking questions. I may be successful in answering all your questions, or I may not be successful in answering questions. But that should not stop you from questioning your, or at least asking me any questions. Extremes in life, can you explain, sir? See, extremes in life means, see, what do you mean by extremes? Extremes means two ends, fine? So, the first extreme is the childhood, the infancy. And the other extreme is the old age. They're the two ends, two poles of our life, childhood and old age. So Barata can get indicated equally beautifully in both extremes. Sai, I hope I am clear. Extremes means, so what is mental dwarfness? See, mind, I don't know if Nazrin attended the class on mind, but when I'm talking to you about mental dwarfness, I'm talking to you of the development which is arrested, or the development, the emotional development, the mental development which is not happening according to the age. See, if you recall the mental symptoms of Barata, you will understand that there are so many situations that makes you feel that Barata is very immature. His mind is not matured according to his age. Now, this is what I mean to say of that particular symptom, that there is mental dwarfness, that mental shortness, that shortness in mental development, that immaturity, they being not mature according to their age. That is mental dwarfness. Nazreen, I hope I'm clear. Yes, thank you. So, any more questions? Barata people take time to trust. Okay, see, this is again a very nice question asked from Deepika. See, Baretas, if you look at the intellectual part, probably Nasrin's question also will be answered here. See, I was using a word called as credulous. Credulous is something to do with trust, is something to do with belief, believing people. Bareta, because of that mental immaturity, because they are not able to think properly, they generally trust people very easily. They believe people easily. Not only believing people, they also get cheated very easily. So, Deepika, what you need to understand is Bareta generally are not so mature intellectually that they fall prey very easily. They trust people very easily. And the tragedy in Bareta is same person can fool Bareta very often. I mean, to give you an example, if you have a Bareta friend, you go to him and say, I need 100 rupees. Fine. So, and he might give you a story that, I need something for this, that you give 100 rupees. I'm giving a very simple example at, at your level, but in Bareta, it can happen at a very bigger level. Okay. I am addressing this at the level of the student. So, money might look very small for you. Okay. Oh, what, only 100 rupees. But on a bigger level, what you'll have to understand here is Barata get believed easily and they get cheated easily. And as a in the friend circle, you know that he is the guy we can fool him very easily. So, for example, it could be notes, it could be your books, or it could be a dress, it could be shoe, it could be money, it could be mobile, it could be any damn thing. You can go and easily convince him, boss, I need this, and he falls prey to it. And again, repeatedly, you can go with some story or same story, and he gets fooled. So they tend to trust, not trust, I don't use the word trust, they tend to believe people easily, and then they get cheated. And that was the rubric we were discussing, and that was credulous. So hope Deepika's question is answered. Any more questions? Okay. So if you have no questions, I hope the characteristic symptoms and the physical appearance of Barretta was clear. In the next class, we will focus on the particular symptoms. Okay. So please read characteristic and sphere of action so that particulars will again become very, very easy. Sir, can we give preg mother in case of reduced fetal growth? Yeah, Padmini has asked a very valid question. We thought class is over, but then we have to start. Okay, it's a very nice question. Sir, can we give a pregnant mother? Okay, now what is it that I understand from the question is a mother has come to you with uh, what is it? IUGR, intrauterine growth retardation. IUGR, yes, this is the term you study in your obstetrics. So she says if there is an infant or if there is a fetus, not infant, if there's a fetus which in which the growth is not up to the mark, can we give Barata is a question. See now, Padmini and all of you students, what you need to understand is, I don't know, you are in third year, how much of this you understand, but I should not snub you because you have asked a very valid question. Now, what you need to understand here is, we have gone beyond Barata, and the first question that should come to your mind is, why is this fetus not growing? I hope you get this point. The first question that should come to your mind, why is this fetus not growing? If this question is answered, okay, then the remedies will fall in line. Please don't prescribe Barata for all mothers who will have IUGR. Okay, please think on a broader perspective. Must be in a different class, in a different platform. I can talk to you about this particular topic. Very nice topic. But if the mother has a symptoms of Baretta, we can definitely prescribe. I have no issues. But Baretta is not the only remedy. We have to consider the other aspects also. What is the mother psyche? What is she going through? Why the fetus is not growing? Fine. Why the mother is giving that indication to the fetus that telling not to grow? It's a different advanced homeopathy. Probably it will take some time for you to understand. But to answer this question, yes, but with a caution. Hope Padmini is clear. So why the fetus is not growing will be a broader question. And from there you should start entering. Understand the mother's psychology, what is she going through, fine. And then you can prescribe a right homeopathic medicine which can do wonders. Okay. Any questions or we'll stop? Chalo. Thank you and thanks for the questions. That will make the class more interactive, and this being an online platform, at least when you question, I'll get some clue you are all concentrating, you are all listening. Yeah, thank you for joining, and hopefully next class I'll keep your CR informed. We will focus on the particular symptoms. Thank you.